In the previous class, I explained about mitochondria. Today, I want to explain plastids. Plastids. Plastids were first reported by Anthony von Leeuwenhoek. Plastids were first reported and discovered by Anthony von Leeuwenhoek. The term plastids given by Schimper. The name plastids given by Schimper. These plastids are of three types: leucoplast, chromoplast, chloroplast. As these are more than two types, that's why these are called polymorphic cell organelles or trimorphic cell organelles. Polymorphic cell organelles are plastids, or trimorphic cell organelles are plastids. Right. These plastids are found in all plant cells. Plastids are found in plant cells. True. All plant cells. It is also true. Plastids are found in all plant cells and also found in euglenoids. It is a group in kingdom Protista. So that is, these plastids are present in all plant cells and euglenoids. These plastids absent in animal cells, fungi, bacteria and cyanobacteria. So, animal cells and fungi, they belong to eukaryotes. Bacteria and cyanobacteria, these two together called eubacteria, which belong to prokaryotes. Bacteria and cyanobacteria belong to eubacteria, which belong to prokaryotes. Okay? So, these plastids are present in all plant cells and euglenoids. These plastids are absent in animal cells, fungi, bacteria and cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria is also called, what is the other name? Blue-green algae. Cyanobacteria is also called blue-green algae. Right. Types of plastids. Types of plastids. How many types? Three types. One is leucoplast, second one chromoplast, third one chloroplast. Leucoplasts are colorless plastids. Leucoplasts are colorless plastids. Chromo means, what does it mean? Chromo. Chromo means color. Chromosomes, colored bodies, like that. Chromo means color. So, chromoplast means colored plastids, that is other than green colored. Other than green, that is yellow, orange, red colored plastids are called chromoplasts. Green colored plastids are called chloroplasts. So, leucoplasts are colorless plastids, which can be treated as white colored plastids. Other than green colored plastids are called chromoplasts. They appear in yellow, orange, red. Green colored plastids are called chloroplasts. Now, these two are called colored plastids. These are called colorless plastids. Number of colorless plastids, 1. Number of colored plastids, 2. What are those two? Chromoplasts and chloroplasts. Chromoplasts are other than green colored plastids, that is yellow, orange, red colored plastids. Green colored plastids are called chloroplasts. As the plastids are of three types, that's why the plastids are called trimorphic cell organelles or polymorphic cell organelles. Tri means three. Okay, right. One by one we have to discuss. First one, leucoplasts. These are colorless plastids. These are colorless plastids. Next, these are of three types. One is amyloplast, erythroplast and elioplast. Amyloplast, erythroplast, elioplast. Right. Amylo. What does it mean? Amylo. Amylo, which means starch. Amylo means starch. The leucoplasts that store starch. Starch is nothing but carbohydrate. So the leucoplasts that store starch or carbohydrates are called amyloplasts. What are the examples? Potato tuber and also rice and wheat grains. So next one, elyroplasts. The leucoplasts that store proteins. Elyro means proteins. Elyro means, the word elyro means proteins. Amylo means starch. The leucoplasts that store proteins are called elyroplasts. Example, pulses. Pulses belongs to which family? They belongs to family Fabaceae. Next, elioplasts, which store oils and fats. Example, endosperm of castor seeds. Castor seeds means resinous seeds. Right. How can you remember oil? Oil. O-I-L. Here elioplast. O-I-L. The word itself spelling is there. So the leucoplasts that store starch are called amyloplasts. The leucoplasts that store proteins are called elyroplasts. The leucoplasts that store oils and fats are called elioplasts. Very, very important points. So that is potato contain starch. Starch means that is amyloplasts. Okay. Next, pulses contain elyroplasts. That is endosperm of castor seeds contain elioplasts. Okay. Right. Amyloplasts, elyroplasts and elioplasts are found in storage cells. How can you say we are storage cells? Means as these are useful for storage. That's why these are all leucoplasts found in, that is amyloplasts, elyroplasts, elioplasts are found in storage cells, as these are useful for storage. Storage of starch means amyloplasts. Storage of proteins means elyroplasts. Storage of oils and fats means elioplasts. That's why these are all found in storage cells. Next, one important point, my dear students, leucoplasts are useful for synthesis of food materials. False. Why? These are not useful for synthesis of food materials. These are useful for storage of food materials. True. So leucoplasts are not useful for synthesis of food materials. These are useful for storage of food materials. So that means amyloplasts are useful for synthesis of starch. Wrong. Storage of starch. True. Elyroplasts are useful for synthesis of proteins. False. Storage of proteins. True. Elioplasts are useful for synthesis of oils and fats. False. Storage of oils and fats. True. So these are all useful for storage, not for synthesis. That point you have to remember. Are you understanding, my dear students? Next, chromoplasts. Chromoplasts. Chromo means colored. Chromo means colored. Other than green colored plastids are called chromoplasts. They appear in yellow, orange, red color. So the other than green plastids are called chromoplasts. That is yellow, orange, red. Next, they contain carotenoid pigments which belong to terpenoids. So the chromoplasts contain what type of pigments? Carotenoid pigments. Those carotenoid pigments are found both in chromoplasts and also in chloroplasts. These carotenoids are found both in chromoplasts and also in chloroplasts. Right. Contain carotenoid pigments which belong to terpenoids or terpenoid pigments. Next, carotenoid pigments are of two types. Carotenoids are of two types. Carotenes, xanthophylls. Carotenoids are of two types. Carotenes, xanthophylls. Try to remember, my dear students. Carotenoids are of two types. Carotenes, xanthophylls. Carotenes appear in orange or red color pigments, whereas xanthophylls found in yellow color. So X, Y. Try to remember like that. Xanthophylls are yellow colored plastids. Carotenes are orange or red colored plastids. Carotenes are orange or red. That is carrot appears in orange color. That is carotenes found. Oranges, that is epicarp, found in orange color. That is carotenes. Okay. Ripened tomato appear in red color. Red color means carotenes. Unripe banana found in green color. Green color means chloroplast. Ripened banana found in yellow color. Yellow color means xanthophylls. So that is yellow, wherever the yellow color is found means there xanthophylls are found. Wherever that orange red means carotenes are present. Try to remember, okay. So these carotenoids are of two types, carotenes, xanthophylls. Carotenes are orange, red colored pigments. Xanthophylls are yellow colored pigments. If yellow color is there means xanthophylls are present. If orange color or red color is present means the presence of carotenes. Right. These are found in carotenoids are found in both chromoplasts and chloroplasts. This is very, very important point, my dear students. Not only found in chromoplasts, also found in chloroplasts. Next, these are fat soluble or water soluble. We have to say soluble in fats. So chromoplasts are fat soluble. Don't say water soluble. These are fat soluble. Next, they give yellow, orange, red color to plant parts. Example, petals. If we observe the flower petals, those petals appear in different colors. Those different colors, they may be red, orange, yellow, etc., etc. Those multicolored petals is due to the presence of chromoplasts. So what is the example? Chromoplasts are generally found in petals. Petals appear in different colors, yellow, orange, red. Yellow found means there is the presence of xanthophylls. Orange or red means presence of carotenes. So whatever it may be, chromoplasts contain carotenoids. These carotenoids found in both chromoplasts and chloroplasts. Okay? Right. Next one. Third one. Chloroplasts. Chloroplasts. These chloroplasts was first discovered by Sachs. The term chloroplast given by Schimper. There the plastids were first reported by Antony von Leeuwenhoek. The name plastids given by Schimper. Here the name chloroplast given by Schimper only. The term plastids given by Schimper, the name chloroplast given by Schimper. Next, majority of chloroplasts of green plants are found in. Majority of chloroplasts are found in which part means mesophyll cells of leaf. That is between upper epidermis and lower epidermis, middle tissue is called mesophyll tissue. That mesophyll contains in dicots palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma, whereas in monocots either palisade or spongy parenchyma. That mesophyll cell contains, that is palisade parenchyma or spongy parenchyma contains more number of chloroplasts. More number of chloroplasts found in mesophyll cells. Very, very important. So majority of chloroplasts found in mesophyll cells of leaves. Next, shape. What is the shape of chloroplasts? They may be different shapes like lens shape, oval shape, spherical shape, discoid shape or ribbon like. These are the different shapes. Number. So generally chloroplasts are present in 1 to many number. That is one cell contains single chloroplast. That is chloroplast, one chloroplast per cell is found in Chlamydomonas, which belongs to green algae, that is chlorophyceae. So that is number 1 chloroplast per cell, that is cell contains single chloroplast found in Chlamydomonas, which belongs to green algae class Chlorophyceae. That is cell, the ratio between cell and chloroplast is 1:1 found in Chlamydomonas. Ratio between cell and chloroplast is 1:1 found in Chlamydomonas. In Chlamydomonas, the ratio between cell and chloroplast is 1:1. 1:1. Next, in mesophyll cells, what is the number of chloroplasts means? 20 to 40. 20 to 40 chloroplasts are found in mesophyll cells of leaves. So that is minimum number of chloroplasts found in Chlamydomonas, that is 1 single chloroplast per cell of Chlamydomonas. Majority of maximum number of chloroplasts found in mesophyll cells. This will be considered as minimum number and this will be considered as maximum number. Okay. Minimum number of chloroplasts per cell found in Chlamydomonas. How many? Single chloroplast in Chlamydomonas cell. This Chlamydomonas is unicellular organism. Unicellular organism which belongs to class Chlorophyceae, that is commonly called green algae. Next, generally roots are brown in color. Generally roots are brown in color, but the green colored roots means the roots which contain chloroplast or chlorophyll. So roots containing chlorophyll found in Taeniophyllum, that is those roots are so called photosynthetic roots. Photosynthetic roots. The roots that perform photosynthesis are called photosynthetic roots. Example, Taeniophyllum. That is Taeniophyllum roots are dash in color means we have to say green color. Don't say brown color. Generally the roots are brown in color, but the green colored roots found in green colored roots, Taeniophyllum, green colored roots found in Taeniophyllum, which shows root modification, photosynthetic roots. Okay. Now look at here, my dear students. This is the chloroplast diagram. This is the chloroplast diagram. What is the shape of chloroplast means? Now only we discuss. Chloroplasts appear in different shapes. They may be the lens shape, oval shape, spherical shape, discoid shape, ribbon-like. Okay. So this is disc-like. Okay, right. This is the chloroplast diagram. Each chloroplast is bounded by how many membranes? One membrane and second membrane. Two membranes. So each chloroplast is bounded by two membranes. Outer membrane, inner membrane. Outer membrane is more permeable, whereas inner membrane is less permeable. So whatever it may be, outer membrane, inner membrane, membranes means outer membrane, inner membranes are made up of lipids and proteins. Wherever the membrane is there means membranes are made up of lipoproteins, that is lipids and proteins. In between outer membrane and inner membrane, a space is present. That space is so called periplastidial space. So the space that is present in between outer membrane and inner membrane of chloroplast is called periplastidial space. Now the space present between outer membrane and inner membrane of mitochondria is called perimitochondrial space. Okay, right. And inner membrane, that is inside the chloroplast, the liquid metal is present, that is so called stroma. The fluid substance present inside the chloroplast is called stroma. Don't say stoma. Stoma is different. Stroma is, it is a component of guard cells. In between the two guard cells, a pore is present. That pore is called stoma. This is stroma. We have to write R. Okay. The stroma contains single, circular, double-stranded DNA. Single, circular, double-stranded RNA. It undergoes self-replication. That's why the chloroplast is also called semi-autonomous cell organelle. Why the chloroplast is called semi-autonomous cell organelle? Because this chloroplast contain its own DNA. Overall, which cell organelles are called semi-autonomous cell organelles? Both chloroplast and mitochondria. Both chloroplast and mitochondria are called semi-autonomous cell organelles. Right, semi-autonomous cell organelles means they contain their own DNA. So this DNA is linear or circular? Circular. Single stranded, double stranded, double stranded. Single, circular, double stranded DNA. It contains few RNA molecules. It also contains 70S type of ribosomes. 70S type of ribosomes. Whereas cytoplasm contains 80S. So the ribosomes in chloroplast are smaller than cytoplasmic ribosomes. This is the character belong to both chloroplast and mitochondria. And this chloroplast is useful for photosynthesis. That's why they contain photosynthetic enzymes or enzymes required for synthesis of starch. Photosynthetic enzymes are enzymes required for synthesis of starch. Remember, synthesis of starch. Storage of starch means amyloplast, leucoplast. Okay, right. These are the components required for protein synthesis. As ribosomes are present means, this generally what is the main function of chloroplast means? Synthesis of starch. Okay. Is that chloroplast is associated with protein synthesis? Yes. Why? Because it contains ribosomes. No? When there is the presence of ribosomes means they perform, these are useful for protein synthesis. So components required for protein synthesis are also present in stroma. So the stroma contains single, circular, double stranded DNA, few RNA molecules, 70S ribosomes, and photosynthetic enzymes and components required for protein synthesis. Now I am asking the question. Chloroplast useful for synthesis of starch? True. Storage of starch? False. Don't say storage. Storage means leucoplast. Okay. Storage means leucoplast. Storage of starch means that is amyloplast. And chloroplast is useful for photosynthesis. True. Useful for synthesis of carbohydrate. True. Chloroplast is associated with protein synthesis. True. Why? Because it contains ribosomes. No? Whenever the ribosomes are present means it is associated with, it performs protein synthesis also. Okay. And these are the thylakoids. These are the thylakoids. A group of thylakoids in stacks like piles of coins. Piles of coins one above the other. So a group of thylakoids present one above the other, one above the other. A group of thylakoids present one above the other, or a group of thylakoids arranged in stacks like piles of coins. That group is so called granum. This is one granum, this is another granum, 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 granum. Singular is granum, plural form is grana. So a number of grana are present in the chloroplast. Okay, right. A group of thylakoids is called granum, singular. Plural is grana. So a number of thylakoids are present one above the other as a group. This group of thylakoids is called granum. Each thylakoid in granum is called granum thylakoids. Okay. The thylakoids in granum are called granum thylakoid. So this is granum thylakoid, granum thylakoid, granum thylakoid, granum thylakoid. Granum thylakoid, granum thylakoid, granum thylakoid, granum thylakoid. This is one granum, this is another granum. These two grana are connected by another thylakoid called stroma thylakoid. The two grana are connected by stroma thylakoid or stroma lamella. Thylakoids are also called Thylakoids are also called lamellae. So these are called granum thylakoid, also called granum lamellae. This is called stroma thylakoid or stroma lamellae. So the thylakoids present in between the grana. In between the grana is called stroma thylakoid, or in other words, the thylakoid which connects the two granum thylakoids. The two granum thylakoids is called stroma thylakoids. Stroma thylakoids also called stroma lamellae, or in other words, the thylakoids which extend from one end of the chloroplast and then extend to other end of the chloroplast are so called stroma thylakoids. So a group of thylakoids is called granum. A group of thylakoids is called granum. The thylakoids in granum are called granum thylakoids. The thylakoids present in between the two grana are called stroma thylakoids. Or in other words, what is stroma thylakoid? The thylakoid which is connecting the two granum thylakoids, connecting the thylakoids of grana are called stroma thylakoids. Or in other words, the thylakoid which extend from one end of the chloroplast and then extend to other end of the chloroplast is called stroma thylakoid, also called stroma lamellae. Okay, now this is one thylakoid. This is one thylakoid. This thylakoid is bounded by single membrane called thylakoid membrane. Thylakoid membrane. This is the thylakoid means how many types of thylakoids? Granum thylakoid, stroma thylakoid. So thylakoids are of two types, granum thylakoids, stroma thylakoids. So whatever it may be the thylakoid is bounded by how many membranes? One membrane only. Chloroplast is bounded by two membranes. Thylakoid is bounded by single membrane called thylakoid membrane, which contains photosynthetic pigments like chlorophylls and carotenoids. So previously we noted that carotenoids found in both chloroplast and chromoplast. In chloroplast, where do you find photosynthetic pigments? On thylakoid membrane. On thylakoid membrane, photosynthetic pigments are present. That is chlorophyll found in only chloroplast, not in chromoplast. Chlorophyll found in photosynthetic pigments like chlorophyll found in chloroplast. Carotenoids found in both chloroplast and chromoplast. In chloroplast, where do you find carotenoids? On thylakoid membrane. Number of membranes present around each thylakoid. One membrane which is made up of lipids and proteins. The empty space present inside the thylakoid is called lumen. The empty space present inside the thylakoid is called lumen. Very, very important point. The thylakoid is bounded by number of membranes. One. The empty space present inside the thylakoid is called lumen. Okay? So, the fluid substance present inside the chloroplast is called stroma. Whereas in the fluid substance present inside the mitochondria is called matrix. Here the stroma contains single circular double stranded DNA, few RNA molecules, 70th ribosomes, photosynthetic enzymes or enzymes required for synthesis of starch and components required for protein synthesis. This is single thylakoid membrane. Each thylakoid is bounded by single membrane called thylakoid membrane, which is having photosynthetic pigments like chlorophyll and carotenoids. Chlorophylls are found in thylakoid membrane. Thylakoid membrane. Carotenoids found in thylakoid membrane. Okay? Please note down all these points, my dear students. Now look at here, my dear students. Chloroplast is bounded by how many membranes? Two membranes, outer membrane and inner membrane. Which membrane is more permeable? Outer membrane. Which membrane is less permeable? Inner membrane. Inner membrane is less permeable to outer membrane. Try to remember, that is very, very important point. So whatever it may be the membrane, membrane is made up of lipids and proteins, lipoproteins. The fluid substance inside the chloroplast is called stroma. Stroma contains single, circular, double-stranded DNA which undergoes self-replication. So, chloroplast and also mitochondria are called semi-autonomous cell organelles. Which cell organelles are called semi-autonomous cell organelles means both chloroplast and mitochondria. They contain stroma contains few RNA molecules, contain 70s type of ribosomes which are smaller than cytoplasmic ribosomes. Cytoplasm contains 80s ribosomes, whereas chloroplast and mitochondria contain 70s. So which are smaller? Ribosomes of chloroplast and mitochondria are smaller as compared to ribosomes in cytoplasm. Right. Photosynthetic enzymes are enzymes required for synthesis of carbohydrates. Next, components required for protein synthesis. A group of thylakoids arranged in stalks like piles of coins is called granum. Now look at here, thylakoids. Thylakoids are of how many types? Two types. One is granum thylakoids, second one is stroma thylakoid. Thylakoid is also called lamella. Granum thylakoids also called granum lamella. Second one, stroma thylakoids also called stroma lamellae. Next, what are granum thylakoids? Thylakoids found in granum are called granum thylakoids. What are stroma thylakoids? Thylakoids present in between the grana, or thylakoids which connect the granum thylakoids are called stroma thylakoids. Each thylakoid is bounded by how many membranes? One membrane. That is very, very important. Thylakoid membrane contains photosynthetic pigments like chlorophylls and carotenoids. This is also very, very important. The empty space present inside the thylakoid is called lumen. Very, very important point. The space present inside the thylakoid is called lumen. Number of membranes separating intrathylakoid space from cytoplasm. That is from lumen to cytoplasm. How many membranes are present means? Thylakoid membrane, chloroplast, two membranes, outer membrane, inner membrane. How many membranes means? Three. Don't say two. Intrathylakoid space means lumen. From lumen to cytoplasm, between how many membranes are present means? Thylakoid membrane 1, chloroplast membranes are 2, no? That's why we have to say 3 membranes. Number of membranes separating intrathylakoid space from cytoplasm means 3. Thylakoid membrane and 2 membranes of chloroplast, total 3. Right. What are the functions of chloroplast? Useful for photosynthesis. Photosynthesis occurs in 2 phases, light phase and dark phase, also called light reaction, dark reaction. Light reaction occurs in grana, dark reaction occurs in stroma. How can you remember? LG. LGTV is there, no? LGTV. Light reaction occurs in granum, dark reaction occurs in stroma. Right. Photosynthesis means synthesis of food materials or assimilation of food materials. Assimilation of food materials or synthesis of food materials. It is an anabolic process, anabolism. Next, is chloroplast is associated with protein synthesis? Yes. Why? Because chloroplast contain 70th ribosomes. So it is associated with protein synthesis. Now look at here. Plastids are interconvertible. Inter means one type of plastid is converted into another type of plastid. Example, tomatoes chilies. So plastids are interconvertible or not interconvertible? Interconvertible. Example, tomatoes, chilies. What is interconvertible? One type of plastid is converted into another plastid, that is so called interconvertible. If we observe the tomato or chilies, flower means that ovary, if we observe means that is initially those are colorless. Ovaries are colorless. Colorless means leucoplasts are present. Whenever after fertilization is completed means unripe fruits are present. Unripe fruits appear in green color. Green color means chloroplasts. That is leucoplasts. After fertilization they convert into chloroplasts. After some time these unripe fruits become ripe fruits. That is in ripened condition. So ripened fruits appear in red color. Red color means chromoplast. So here what type of plastid is converted into, what type of plastid means leucoplasts are converted into chloroplasts and then chromoplasts. That is initially ovaries are present means colorless, white colored leucoplasts. That is after fertilization means unripe fruits. Unripe fruits appear in green color, chloroplasts. Whereas in ripened condition, so ripe fruits appear in red color. Tomatoes appear in red color in ripened condition. And chilies also appear in red color. So that is one type of plastid is converted into another type of plastids. That's why the plastids are interconvertible. Plastids are interconvertible, right? I want to say a few differences between mitochondria and chloroplast. Mitochondria, chloroplast. Mitochondria found in both plant cells and animal cells, whereas chloroplast found in plant cells, absent in animal cells. Fluid substance inside the mitochondria is called matrix. Fluid substance inside the chloroplast is called stroma. Don't say stoma. S-T-O-M-A means stoma means in between the two guard cells a pore is present. That pore is called stoma. That is different. It is stroma. Right. Cristae present. What are cristae? The infoldings of inner mitochondrial membrane are called cristae. Cristae present, cristae absent. Thylakoids absent, thylakoids present. Useful for aerobic respiration. Useful for photosynthesis, that is synthesis of food materials. Chloroplasts are useful for synthesis of food materials. Don't say storage. Storage of food materials means leucoplasts. Here oxidative phosphorylation occurs. Oxidative phosphorylation occurs. Phosphorylation means synthesis of ATP or formation of ATP by consumption of oxygen. That is so called OP, oxidative phosphorylation. That is formation of ATP or synthesis of ATP by consumption of oxygen is called oxidative phosphorylation. Whereas here photophosphorylation occurs. What does it mean photophosphorylation? Phosphorylation means formation of ATP. Photo means light. That is formation of ATP by consumption of light, by using light is called photophosphorylation. Here OP occurs, oxidative phosphorylation occurs. Here PP occurs, photophosphorylation occurs. Very, very important point. Next, that means oxidative enzymes present, photosynthetic enzymes present. Next, between outer membrane and inner membrane, what do you call the space? Perimitochondrial space. Here between outer membrane and inner membrane, periplastidial space. Perimitochondrial space, periplastidial space. Photosynthetic pigments contains oxidative enzymes, contains photosynthetic enzymes. Last point, photosynthetic pigments like chlorophylls and carotenoids are absent in mitochondria. These are present in chloroplast. Please note down all these points, my dear students. Right. Now look at here, my dear students. Now I want to show the similarities between chloroplast and mitochondria. Similarities between chloroplast and mitochondria. Both are bounded by double membrane. Both are semi-autonomous cell organelles. Why? Because they contain their own DNA. That's why those are so called semi-autonomous cell organelles. Both contain single, circular, double stranded DNA. Don't say single stranded DNA, double stranded DNA. Both contain 70S ribosomes, which are smaller than cytoplasmic ribosomes. Both are called prokaryotic cell in an eukaryotic cell or prokaryotic cell in an eukaryotic cell. What is that? See, look at here, my dear students. This is the chloroplast. This chloroplast contains 70S ribosomes. Actually, chloroplast is a cell organelle. Where do you find 70S ribosomes? In prokaryotic cell, isn't it? So, actually this is a chloroplast. Chloroplast contains 70S. Generally, 70S ribosomes are found in prokaryotic cell. So, let us consider this as a prokaryotic cell. Where do you find this type of chloroplasts are found in? Eukaryotic cell. This is the eukaryotic cell. So, prokaryotic cell in an eukaryotic cell. Similarly, this is the mitochondria. Mitochondria actually is an cell organelle. This cell organelle contains 70S. As this 70S ribosomes are present, this will be considered as a cell. 70S ribosomes are found in prokaryotic cell. This prokaryotic cell is found inside the eukaryotic cell. So, prokaryotic cell in an eukaryotic cell, that is both chloroplast and mitochondria, are cell within a cell. Cell within a cell or prokaryotic cell in an eukaryotic cell. Where do you find these prokaryotic cells? Inside the eukaryotic cells. Why we are saying these are eukaryotic cells? Membrane bound cell organelles are found inside the eukaryotic cell. So, this will be the eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cells contain chloroplast and mitochondria. These chloroplast and mitochondria, here we are considering as cells. Why? Because they are having 70S ribosomes. Okay. So, prokaryotic cell in an eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell in an eukaryotic cell are called both chloroplast and mitochondria. Both can divide by fission. Both possess electron carriers in electron transport system or electron transport chain. Both possess F0 F1 particles or CF0 CF1 particles. Both are useful in synthesis of ATP, whereas in mitochondria it is so called oxidative phosphorylation, whereas in chloroplast it is so called photophosphorylation. Both are involved in energy transformation. Both are involved in energy transformation. Okay. Now look at here some more difficult points. So many students may confuse here only. Photosynthetic pigments found in photosynthetic pigments are chlorophylls and carotenoids. Non-photosynthetic pigments, anthocyanin is found in vacuole, and chlorophyll is found in chloroplast. Carotenoids found in both chloroplast and chromoplast. Semi-autonomous cell organelles are both chloro and mitochondria. Cell organelles divide by fission, both chloroplast and mitochondria. Chlorophylls found in chloroplast, that is in the thylakoid membrane. Carotenoids found in, very very important point. Carotenoids found in both chloroplast and chromoplast. Oxidative enzymes found in mitochondria. Photosynthetic enzymes found in chloroplast. Next, oxidative phosphorylation, shortly as OP, occurs in mitochondria, that is inner mitochondrial membrane. Photophosphorylation occurs in chloroplast, that is thylakoid membrane. Mitochondria and this is chloroplast. Next, cellular respiration occurs in mitochondria. Cellular digestion occurs in lysosomes. Why? Because which cell organelle will cause autolysis of cell contents? Lysosomes. So that is cellular digestion, intracellular digestion is performed by lysosomes. That autolysis of cell contents occurs during which conditions? Starvation conditions. Starvation conditions means unavailability of food. Okay. Cellular respiration occurs in mitochondria. Cellular digestion occurs in lysosomes. Okay. Please note down all these points, my dear students, and we will meet in the next class.